Internet, good evening. Crobat for the win here today. Hopefully making a triumphant return back into the swing of standard stuff after a lot of things have been going on. Anyways, not really much detail there. Week 7 ended up being skipped on the upload rotation for GBA because, well, the person recording it, I didn't get the right video or something happened, I don't know. So, as you know, week 8 didn't even happen. And now I'm bringing you week 9. I will get week 7 up sometime soon, but this game is against Steve from the Milwaukee Sawsbucks. He's starting to get his second win this year, so we'll see if we'll end up giving it to him or not. I lead with Jolteon as he leads with Probopass, which it's funny looking, so I had to go for Volt Switch on it. I kind of thought the Stealth Rocks were pretty obvious, so I go into Empoleon. Empoleon was a pick. I ended up unfortunately releasing Crobat because it just wasn't doing anything. I never used it. Staraptor basically outclassed it at everything. So I got Empoleon for lots of reasons that I don't want to leak out into the public right now. Anyways, I get the defog off to get his Stealth Rocks away, and he just Volt Switches out. He goes into Goku, which is definitely Mega Ampharos because that's what he drafted. I also know that after he Mega Evolves, for sure, I'm going to outspeed. That's awesome to know. Because he does outspeed the first time, obviously, because he keeps the speed of regular Ampharos. Well, I go for the Stealth Rocks, predicting him to predict a switch, which worked out perfectly. At this point, I was like, alright, Empoleon, maybe you could just be death fodder. Nope! He gets a Dragon Pulse, predicting Gliscor, which is amazing because I just go for the roar. I was like, maybe I'll just make a move. We'll see what happens. I end up roaring him onto Hitmontop, and I figure I have a hard counter to Hitmontop. I may as well go into it. Go into the champion of this battle, Gliscor, who's an amazing Acrobat, apparently. Anyways, he gets a Thief off, which is kind of random, but oh well, it's there. I go for a sub because I know that none of the things this Hitmontop, nothing it has can break my sub. Even the crit rapid spin doesn't break the sub. Hey, that might be expected, but after I go for this Earthquake, well, watch what happens. Watch what happens. High Jump Kick, which is 130 base power, plus the crit rapid spin, don't even break the sub. That's impressive, Gliscor. Wow. Utter amazement. That's just too cool. Anyways, he's going to switch out into Jellicent, hoping that I don't have the knockoff, but I'm one of the few Gliscors that actually carry knockoff. So, you know, that's bad news for him, I guess, because that's going to easily 2-hit KO this Jellicent. Since this is defensive, it's obviously not going to OHKO, but that's really fine. I don't mind losing the sub right now. It's fine. Gliscor is doing very well right now. And not only that, I outspeed, easy KO right there. That is goodbye, Jellicent. So we're doing okay. We're hanging in there right now. Well, he ends up going into Greninja. So the score's 6-5 right now. But I can't think that I have the upper edge right now. I'm going to hopefully go into Empoleon to take an Ice Beam. Man, it does very nicely with only 13 HP. But freeze. Go figure. That's kind of just a slap in the face, but to be really honest, as you're going to see in about, 5 seconds, it's not going to matter because he's carrying Hidden Power Electric, which he custom made for this week. Whoa. That was so unexpected. But it doesn't really, like I said, the freeze didn't matter because of that. He actually said that he brought Hidden Power Electric just for Gyarados because I've used it just about every week. Nah, I didn't bring it this week. Nah, I didn't see a good role for it this week. I had a plan going in, and this is apparently working. Anyways, I go into Gardevoir, which is Scarfed. He doesn't know that because who sees Scarfed Gardevoir nowadays? No one. I'm pretty much the only one in the entire existence of the Earth, Mars, and Jupiter that has ever used Scarf Gardevoir. Unless I get some people copying now. Anyways, with that Probopass, the Moonblast does nothing, so I have to switch out. I go into Gliscor as he sets up Stealth Rocks, which I'm not really that upset about at this point. It doesn't really matter because I have the upper hand. Looking at this match, what is it, 5-4, something like that? I just know that as long as I keep Gardevoir around and Gliscor around, I'll be fine. He doesn't have any way of taking Gliscor out either. I mean, Greninja, but to be honest, I could switch something into that. That's fine. I got Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir can take it on pretty well. He now decides to go into Mega Ampharos after that Probopass dies to an Earthquake. My Earthquake does over half, and that's uninvested. I'm pretty impressed with you today, Gliscor. You're doing a lot of work here. The Dragon Pulse just breaks the sub. He is going to switch out now, and I genuinely made this prediction. Although it wasn't the riskiest prediction to make, because I knew none of his attacks would have KO'd anyways, had he stayed in. I knew he was going to go into Hitmontop, so I went into Gardevoir, and once again, it wasn't a very risky one. So I guess I shouldn't commit myself too much. But I figured he was probably going to do that. And even if he didn't, Dragon Pulse would not do anything to Gardevoir, rather. So, like I said, it's Scarved. And he doesn't know that, so after Hitmontop dies, he goes into Greninja. I outspeed it, Moonblast in the face. He's only got 2 Pokemon left. He's got Klefki, which I'm really fearing Swagger and Foul Play. Swag Play, they call it, of course. Yeah, I just had to throw Swag in there. Anyways, he is not a Swag Play variant. He goes for Thunder Wave, which it was in the back of my mind, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just go into Gliscor. He gets the knockoff. He gets the Reflect Off as I go for a knockoff. Knockoff is just gonna get rid of the leftovers. Since he's behind a Reflect, I figure it's gonna be kind of useful. And here's a very mini stall war. It's not really even much of a stall. It's just I can't do too much damage to him as he does barely any to Gliscor, just because of that Reflect. So we definitely have about 2 more Earthquakes to KO since he doesn't have leftovers. That Foul Play is once again not doing anything at all. I'm basically recovering it up after Toxic Orb, which is cool. Foul Play again. Now I'm gonna be that guy. Once again, I'll be inflating stats. I know. Switching out into Jolteon, because we want to get Jolteon a KO for the week. I gave it Hidden Power Ground for this week, because I figured that would be the most useful of all the Hidden Powers, because he has Mega Ampharos and Klefki and these other things. And I'm not gonna tell what item, but it may or may not be Specs. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm keeping my lips sealed. Anyways, he goes into Mega Ampharos, and I had no clue if this would KO, and I did not want Mega Ampharos to get a KO on Jolteon. We do not want Jolteon to suffer any deaths, so I just took the safe route. I switched into Gardevoir. He actually goes for the Thunderbolt. I think he said he was just clicking a random button because he had assumed that he'd lost at that point. But that actually turned out to be pretty good for him for just a moment. But I'm Scarved and have the Moonblast, so that's going to end the game. A good game, Steve, aka Magnitude on YouTube, aka Milwaukee Sawsbucks. Not too much else to say from there. We got week 10 next week versus Shady Penguin. It's the rematch. If you remember week, I'd like to say maybe 4 or 3, something like that. We had a match, so that was a while ago. I think it was week 3. We had a match a while ago, and I ended up getting kind of killed. I mean, not in a horrible sense, but it was pretty bad. But we'll see what happens going into this week. I'll be hoping for the best. And I'm definitely in the playoffs because of this victory, but that does not mean I'm not going to try going into this week. I really do want to get that win. 7-3 record would sound pretty nice. And not only that, it'll keep up the second place slot in the Kanto Conference. It'll keep it in contention for Tom and between Tom and Shady. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, there's not too much else to say. We got the last week next week, and I'll upload week 7 whenever I get it uncorrupted or whatever the heck happened. There was something wrong. I'm not even going to go into it. It's not worth it. Well, that's basically it for today, Brobats. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace out.